Today we'll be talking about free tools that can hide text behind objects in any photo. So to do that, first tool I'm going to talk about is Pincel.app. I'll be leaving the link in the description for you to check. So once you go to the homepage, you see similar layout to this one. And on the top bar, if you see, you have different options available. One of them is called Tools. Once you click on Tools, you see a lot of different tools available. You need to scroll all the way down in order to see Text Behind Image tool. Simply click on this Try Now button. Once you click on Try Now button, you'll be given an option to upload your image here. And on the top, you have two main options here in order to export the image. Now, if you see here, the system is giving me option to add the text here, and I can hold the text and move it behind this object here. Once your image is processed, you have few options there. First one is added text. Second one is added your font. And third one is the thickness of the text. And fourth option here is the color of the text. I'm going to click on this added text button. I'm enter the text here, and once you're happy with your text, you have two main options. One is the format of the image. So I'm going to select PNG. Another option is export. Once you click on export, you have a few options there, and the very first option is download. So I'm going to click on this download button in order to download this image. Second tool I'm going to talk about is called textbehindimage.ai.com. So once you go to the home page, you see similar layout to this one, and good thing is you do not need to log in or sign up for their account. And on the right hand side, if you see, you have an option to choose your image. So simply click here in order to upload your image. Once you manage to upload the image, if you see here, you've got four main options. One is add text, another one is background, object, and the text edit itself. Once you click on background of this image, if you see here, you have an option to adjust the brightness here, and then you also have an option to adjust the contrast, and then the final option is convert the background into black and white. I'm going to convert the background into black and white, and then I'm going to adjust the text here. And in terms of text, you have further edits available. And if you see here on the corner, you have an option to add this text to the front or to the back of this object here. And then you have a direction of the text. You can have it on the left hand side, middle, or on the right hand side. And then you can adjust the text to bold and italic. And at the bottom, you have this strip where you can change the position of the text. Then you have an option to change the font, and then you have an option to change the size of the font. And next option you have is letter spacing, and then you have an option to rotate the text and then change the color of the text. Once you're happy with everything, you can simply click on this export button in order to export this image in PNG or JPEG. So I'm going to stick to PNG and click this export button in order to download this image. Next tool I'm going to talk about is textbehindimage.com. Once you go to the homepage, you see similar layout to this one, and again you do not need to log in order to add the text in the image. And then in the middle, if you see here, you have an option to upload your image. So I'm going to upload my image here. Once your image is uploaded, you have a few options there on the right hand side. The first option is text, second option is image, third option is setting. When it comes to text, you have an option to add new text here. I'm going to simply click on this add new text, and then you have an option to edit that text. I'm enter the text, and then you have an option to change the font size, and then you have an option to change the font family itself. After changing the font family, you have an option to change the color of the font. I'm going to keep that color as it is, and then you have an option to duplicate the text or remove the text altogether. Once you're happy with the text, and then you have a couple of options for the image. Under settings, you have an option to change the aspect ratio. Once you're happy with all the information you added, simply click on this download image. Now I've got the result of these all three image tools that can have text behind the objects of any image you like. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to check out these videos you may find useful.